Tell me a little bit about the break, like why you're here and how do you feel it? Because now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our last week here, so we have a little bit of experience and stuff to say. So tell me a little bit more about that.
I don't remember if I told you that. No, I don't think we talked about that. The break for me was I did like how to open your business in Ireland program called Webinet Plus, and through this program that I knew the break, right? And what's so funny, because the day I received the email, I was having an internal crisis, like, do you know the downs I told you about? So I was like, no man, entrepreneurship is really hard. Am I gonna need to find a job? Because you know, things sometimes doesn't happen the way you're expecting. And when sometimes you're in this survival mode, you disconnect with what really matters, you get loose, you know, you lose your center, you know? So I was in one of those hard days. And then I started looking for jobs, potential jobs, okay? So I started looking for jobs related with what I do, but in an organization, right? And then I was like, okay, I got this email from the break, and then I found a position in our organization. And then I said, universe, I'm doing both. I'm applying for this job and I'm applying for this program. Even though I didn't believe I would never be, like I would be selected. But I said, I'm gonna apply for both and then tell me what you want.
Wow, you didn't tell me that.
No, I don't think I told anyone. So I said, tell me what you want, because you know, like, I'm tired to try to figure out everything on my own. And then it was really funny, because then when I applied, I never heard anything about the position, even though I was pretty confident, because I was, do you know when you're confident when you apply for a position? I said, I can do this job and I think they're gonna see this. And then a few weeks after, I got the email for the interviews for the break. And then I was like, no, this is not real. You know, I was like, can't believe it. So I applied, and I was really surprised when I was selected, because again, sometimes as entrepreneur, we tend to not believe in ourselves sometimes, you know? So I was in that moment of
that imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah. And I work a lot with this with my clients, you know? Sometimes I need to put a mirror, you know, and talk back to me as well. And I think for me, this experience has been a lot about learning, sharing. Like, I have been working on my own since 2020, like when the pandemic happened. So I was working for an organization, but I was at home, and I love connecting. I need people, I need to feel, I need to hug, I need to, you know, talk and go for a coffee, go for a lunch. And I was really missing that, but I didn't realize, because, you know, we humans, we have the amazing skill of adapting.
Oh, so quickly.
Really, and I adapt for the home office. And being honest, they are your positive sides, you know, to be working on your own at home, and you don't need to travel for hours. You can eat healthy because you can cook. It's amazing. But
you can cook.
Yeah. My husband cooks more than I, but yeah, I can cook.
No, because I'm not there.
And then I think for me it was this opportunity to, you know, to live again, to feel life and to share, because entrepreneurship journey is really lonely, at least it's been for me, you know. And sometimes people don't understand why you're so dedicated, so focused on making something happen, because they cannot see what you can vision in the future, do you know? And I think for me, here is not only about learning how to build my business, not only about strategies, how I can grow my business model. I think I have been learning a lot about me and our relationship again, because we are not having this relationship, at least me, since 2020, outside my husband, you know. So for me, it's been a lot about learning, sharing, understanding this frustration sometimes when things doesn't work in your way, because we are 12 people, and it's not always that everybody's gonna vote for the same, and many times whatever you vote is not gonna happen. You know, so managing frustration, expectations, but also as well being able to share, you know, to share my story, my journey, and what I've been doing, and learn from others. I don't know, I think.
When you spoke about how it could be very lonely, that's something that I again learned from Peter Gurielf. actually before I joined the startup organization that I was in, Started Smart, that was the first event that I was on, and he was telling his story, and he told us, the whole audience, your people, like your friends and your family, are never gonna understand why you're doing what you're doing, because he took a lot of risks to start his business, as we all do, but you know, there are the dimensions about it. And he said, that's why you need community, people who are experiencing similar things. I know you're part of many of them, so you're looking and searching. And that was as well for me. I was like, oh my God, that was like the big lamp that popped up, and I was like, oh, so nobody will understand me, so I really need to go search for that community. And I did, and I was so happy, so grateful to this day that I did that, because of my business feedback, clients. Sometimes I feel lonely too, because as a single founder that can happen, but also if you have the community, you don't really. Sometimes I feel like I have 100 co-founders. Sometimes I feel like I'm lonely and I'm the only one, but yeah, totally understand. And I'm really happy, and I really hope that we manage to keep that community here as well, because it's yet again another community, but international, super interesting for me to experience it.
And I think, because I really wanted to say that, because probably there's going to be other entrepreneurs watching, and I think for me, I realized that sometimes people, and it's not intention, it's not that because they want bad, you know, but I think they find different ways to tell you to give up. I found this, not like give up, but
polite.
And not even, I think they know, it's just like they try to show you, no, but why don't you look, you're so good, you do have amazing jobs, you know, trying to show options, you know, I think the easiest way for me to say, people will find different ways to tell you to give up, not because they want bad, maybe because they want good, but simply because they don't understand. And the danger on that is just only one, subconscious. Sometimes those little phrases, sentences that people tell you gets there and trigger fear. And sometimes you're stuck, you don't know why you're stuck, and it's because your subconscious is telling you, this is dangerous, this is danger, don't go there, because you're receiving this information. This is why for me it's really important, and this that I have been learning, is who you share your entrepreneurship journey. Because sometimes we're gonna share with people that's not gonna understand. And sometimes it's good to share, but maybe you don't need to share everything. Or maybe no, you have to find community where here, how many days we cried,
oh my
how
God.
many days we laughed, how many days we gave each other insights, do you know?
Every day, all of it.
All of it, exactly. So this is the power that I'm finding here, and I'm so grateful to find, because even though I have people, friends, my husband, my family, that gives me support, they give me support because they love me, and that's it. We give support to each other because we are feeling, we are experiencing, we really want that our business to progress, because we know here in this house we have a potential of create a business that offers everything, like, because we have a little bit of everything here. And this is great, because even though most of us, we are not the same line of work, complements each other, and then we give each other ideas, perspectives, insights, and comfort, because we need a lot of comfort sometimes.
Oh my God. Yeah, honestly, when people don't understand something, they try to solve it, to solve the problem. And when you don't understand entrepreneurship, you try to solve, they're trying to solve your problem, thinking your problem is entrepreneurship.
Yeah, exactly.
What advice would you give another entrepreneur, because we're almost there?
Okay.
You gave a little bit, you hinting it, but what is the advice that you would give other female founders, for example?
Okay. I think it's a little bit what I said, but I'm gonna try to do it in a more simple way. And build, how can I say this in English? Let me just think.
How do you say it in Portuguese?
It's like, and do you know, it's not even giving me the words because I'm thinking in English. It's hard sometimes to change the key.
Yes.
But it's like build your base, you know, structure your base, with a community that you feel support. I think don't try to do everything on your own. Ask for help. I think this would be the most valuable advice I would give, and learn about collaboration partnership, because I have been learning things in here, and I think if I knew that when I started, I would be in other place right now, because we really need to start seeing others not as competitor, but as collaborators, and thinking that together we're gonna be able to build a better future. Do you know?
Do you think you would be able to do what you do back in Brazil, where you're from?
Being really honest, there's one of the side of my business that's gonna be for social impact, and I was actually asking myself, where am I going for this social impact? It's gonna be Brazil, it's gonna be Ireland, it's gonna be where? And I think I would be able to do. I don't see myself living back in Brazil, to be honest, but I think if it's something punctual for a social cause, I don't want to be working, selling for Brazilian companies, for Brazilian organizations. I want to be based in Europe, but I really would like to do some social impact socially Brazil somehow. I didn't know yet what's gonna be the cause, what's gonna be what I really want to do, but I'm started having, insights and opening myself to receive the information and see what's gonna happen.
So actually I came, I think, with no expectations, or probably with almost no expectations, and so I am very grateful. I'm grateful for the experiences, because since I had no expectations, or maybe I thought a bit like it's going to be super chaotic, because or it could be super chaotic, because I have a Spanish friend, and she said something like, oh, if it's organized from Spanish organizations, then it's like going to be maybe very chaotic. And I'm like, okay, I'm
maybe
not
especially
having
for a German person.
yeah. But I felt it was very well organized. Of course, there can always be improvements, but I'm really, really surprised by that, and I'm really happy by that. And I had like expectations that the place of Cantabria here is not super exciting.
Yeah.
And maybe it isn't, but I found it so beautiful. Like, I came here and I was so happy, because sometimes even like all these places that are super hyped and super popular just can be very, very exhausting, or like I don't find them super exciting anymore for myself. And I see more the beauty within places that are more simple and authentic, and I think this is the place. It's super calming, like the nature here is so beautiful. And then, I mean, besides of that, of course, being in a group that has just been amazing, because I'm really, really happy for, in general, for all the women here, because I think everyone individually is a really good person. And of course, it's a natural way that the group shapes, and some can connect better and some develop conflicts with each other, but in general I think we've done very well.
Very well. I'm very happy and proud of our group.
Yes. And also, yeah, I think it's just I'm also glad that it has not been only focused on the business part, but it has been very focused on the personal development part and the community within and the friendships that have built.
Did the break give you more answers or more questions?
I guess both, as in I felt like it didn't give me so many new insights for my business, because as I told you, like the model already exists since 50 years. And I've had so many interviews before, like with different models. I visited supermarkets, I talked to different people from self-managed organizations, and
you were also
I've been in an accelerator program, so it's not so much, new input of how following the steps of a business model canvas or whatever. But What was the question again?
Are there more questions than answers?
But it showed me again also because this summer I was at a lower point for my motivation for the project, because it's been already a couple of times that I've been working on it, and it's just hard to implement. And I was sometimes thinking like, oh, am I really not still doing what I want to do? Because I also come from, more the consulting part, and I think my skill or passion is also working with people in taking more the role of facilitation and empowering them and designing together ways of how we can work together and how this organization can have an impact. But taking the role of a facilitator and not only being the what I'm now, like different roles of operating and building things. And so that was one insight and one answer, and maybe also a new question of how I can implement that more, and maybe taking building more focus on my personal brand, as we like to call it here, but also using my capacity and skills for the project, so doing both at the same time.
What advice would you give to the next breakers?
Just let it go.
Let it go.
Follow the flow, because I think it's better to make not so many plans here, and just let the experience happen, and just be open-minded and be patient, and try to not take things personally, because I think there will be conflicts and situations that can happen, but also, of course, take time for yourself, take the space that you need, and just enjoy it to the fullest. And Oscar and Lulu are so amazing, our hosts.
They are.
So be nice to them.
Be very nice to everybody. Be kind to everybody, but especially Lulu and Oscar.
I must start with what I expected was to live with a community of female entrepreneurs, and to have some insights to develop my project. What is it? It's much more than this. It's the most powerful and transformative experience I've ever had. Honestly, this is incredible. I've been more productive, creative than in 1 month than in the past year. It's a really strong relationship. It's beautiful encounters with the fellow breakers, but also with our hosts, Oscar and Lulu, with our mentors, with the local entrepreneurs also we visited. And it's a lot of potential for the future. It's so many opportunities ahead of friendship, of business, of alliances, of many other retreats together and reunions, and it will be. This is the most beautiful present I had for many years.
Did the program give you more questions or more answers?
I was about to say more answers, but indeed it helped me to ask me the right questions. But definitely today I have everything I need to really create something, a business with impact, success, and I cannot, I have no excuse to not do something great. Honestly.
What is one advice that you want to give to future breakers?
Enjoy and leave space for the spontaneous encounters and conversations, and these informal moments where you really bond with the other breakers. And yes, leave space for unexpected. For the unexpected, yeah.
It's actually amazing to be part of this community, and I met so many amazing women that are doing so many amazing things. I really love it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm learning so much because, yeah, as I told you, like I'm a specialist in psychotherapy, but I have like zero background in business. And that's like kind of a problem for me when I want to be entrepreneur. But I've learned so many things, like the webinars and the mentors. They told me so many new things and they gave me so many tips and information. And yeah, there are like so many things that I didn't know before. And I feel it's like, oh, this is amazing and this is amazing. I'd love to know this. And the project that the other women have, it's great. I wanted to say something. Yeah, I love that the mentors, they answer to all the questions, like like the small little questions. I know how to, make this offer, or how to contact or connect with people on LinkedIn, because that's what we do, right? Things that are super small and easy, that takes you maybe 1 minute of actually doing it, but maybe 3 hours of preparation because you have anxiety and you don't know how to write it or to do it. And like having people that are there telling you all these small things, telling you how to do it, it really helps you to actually do it, right? Like in procrastination in general, why do we procrastinate? Most of the time because we don't know how to do what we are supposed to do.
Afraid, and yeah, we don't know. And is it what you expected to be, the break?
Well, I didn't have any expectations, I guess. I came. I came. But yeah, I did expect to meet like amazing women. So maybe I was a bit afraid that I'm not gonna, be on the same vibe with everyone, but I feel it's like amazing. I shouldn't have thought about that at all. It's like not a problem. Everyone here is like so kind and like thoughtful about everyone's needs, which is like great. I think, of course, as I was like a volunteer and I've been in Erasmus and all of these, I was scared of living with other people again, because I remember that back then it was, very party and doing a lot of things and socializing so much and, feeling pressure from outside. But here it's like, oh, I can breathe, because women here, are like mature and they know what they want, they know what they don't want, they don't put pressure on you, they don't have this kind of peer pressure that you have to be in some way. You can be however you want, you can be as authentic as you want, and it's okay. Which is like, you can always be authentic even when you feel judged, but it's harder. So I'm really happy that people here are like so nice.
There's a quote that somebody shared, I'm gonna mess up the quote, but it was something like, do whatever your heart desires because you're gonna be judged anyways. So you might as well do what you want. What advice would you give to the next breakers?
Next breakers, it would be just enjoy the experience as much as you can. And if you can, come without working, please do that. Because I think there are so many things that I would want to do extra and learn more, but I don't really have time because I still, of course, work. My clients are extremely important for me, and I'm still working with them every day online. But yeah, if like someone can come here and just enjoy the break and that's all, that would be like amazing.
Well, I'm really happy with everything that's happened here. I feel the mentorship sessions were really, really incredible. At first I was even skeptical, will it be helpful? Because I don't know if for my work and where I'm at, like if people will understand and but it was really, really like transformative for me, all the mentorship sessions. I'm so grateful for that. And at first it was a little bit difficult, of course, being with everyone else in the house, and I think we're all used to doing our own thing whenever we want to at whatever time. And also it takes time for me to become close to people and make friends, and also because I'm just used to always meeting new people, so it's not like right away I want to make friends. But now that we've spent so many weeks together, it's very nice to feel like, oh, everyone here is amazing. And I'm really happy with it. It's been a very positive experience. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Of course, we can always complain about this and that, but it's small things.
Oh my god, so many like super small problems that when you think about it and put them in perspective, it's like, oh, it's good problems to have.
Yeah.
Actually.
Exactly.
Did the break give you more answers or more questions?
I feel like it gave me more answers for where I'm at, and big answers about things that I was struggling with the whole year in terms of work. And I feel like I have a lot of guidance now for the next steps.
I didn't know what to expect. I kind of throw myself in these situations expecting nothing, because I think if I expect something then I'd be heartbroken or disheartened. But coming in here has exceeded all my expectations in so many different ways, in challenging myself, in coming into a space where we're living with 12 people again after 2 years of being so isolated, connecting with women without really knowing much about them but relating to them so well. I think here in Cantabria we've been very lucky.
Very.
The way we bonded. I think I'm still learning a lot about people, but it's like we've been friends for ages. It's been incredible. And
a lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how they did it, what magical formula they used, but they got us right. They got us all right. The other thing for me personally is that I'm in a space where I'm growing a baby, and I get to share this moment with 12 women, and no one here has ever questioned or held me back, or, you know, and I think sometimes when you're in the corporate world that happens to women when they're pregnant, but here I've actually probably accelerated 100 more times than I ever would have in the corporate world if I had put myself in those situations. I'm very lucky to have found a women's circle, and I think every woman at every point in her life needs a community, but especially when you're pregnant and expecting a baby, having women around you has been the most uplifting thing ever. And here I go again. People just get you, understand you, and respectful of the changes that you're going through, even though a lot of people here aren't mums themselves.
I think none of us.
No, I think I'm the only one. But I can't I'm just so humbled by how people have taken it on board, because I'm also super mindful of fertility and problems that women may have, and people's perception of having children. So I was very mindful of this from the beginning, that I didn't want to overwhelm people with my situation, because I too have been in that situation, and I know what it's like to be in a room full of women and then they just stop talking about their pregnancy, and I'm like, not right now. So I'm super, super grateful that everyone here has embraced it just as much as I would have, you know, I've wanted to embrace it, because I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I can embrace something that's been so important to me. My business, you know, I can embrace that in certain spaces, but people don't embrace your business as much as they embrace a baby. Which I wish they would. That would be my one message.
Yeah.
Like, business is my baby too.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole experience, even from you know, having Oscar as one of our mentors and leaders, and Gerardo, just the male perspective that's come in, and they've just been so empathetic to our needs, and have had a lovely feminine approach to understanding us. There's none of this like big masculinity in any of the spaces, which has been lovely too.
Thank you so much. I have few fire questions.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to the next breakers?
Come with no expectations.
But clear your schedule.
Yeah, clear your schedule for sure. I think one of the things I've had to learn is you can't do everything all of the time, and there is an expectation here to complete certain commitments, but you'll do it. I think one of the things that we walked in is having all these commitments and then feeling a little bit overwhelmed by them, but I think we have 3 days left and we've done them, like they happened.
Oh my god, no. My next 3 days are like a month and a half.
Yeah. It's been exhausting, so sleep as much as you can now to prepare yourself for the next month. But I think the mentors that you're going to meet are key to this program. That's what's made it, is the mentorships.
Thank you for watching.
It's been an amazing opportunity with Polly.
Just subscribe to Polly's channel.